About 2 years ago now, I was over at my buddy's house. He was cleaning out his shop. He threw all types of crazy stuff in his dump trailer. I kind of wish I grabbed more, but that's where I got the free plasma cutter. And there were also a couple lengths of chain that I salvaged out of that trailer that he was about to take to the scrapyard. I know, can you believe it? But anyway, I went to grab a piece of chain the other day to run a redirectional pulley when I was taking down that tree, which there will be a video coming out on that if it hasn't come out already. And I come to realize that my 30-foot piece of chain had no ends on it. Alright, so here we are at my chain and heavy-duty rigging bin. As you can see, I got some big clevises. Got this old snatch block. I don't know where this came from. I forgot where I got it. It's a 4-ton snatch block, and the cool thing is, even though it's pretty old, it still actually opens up. So you don't have to, disconnect your rope or cable at one end. You can just add this at any point in the line. That's pretty nifty. Use that quite a few times. Got a big tow hook here. Got a big tow hook on one side. On the other side, I have this grab clevis. There's also this, I guess you call this like a keyway. So on the frames of cars and trucks, you'll notice that there are some kind of square oval holes in the frame. And that's actually what something like this is designed for. So it inserts in that hole like so. You turn it 90 degrees and it will lock in the frame. Here's that 30-foot piece of chain I got from my buddy for free, but it has no ends on it, so we're going to correct that. Also, here's probably a 10 or 15-foot piece of chain. It's got a grab clevis on one side, but nothing on the other side, so I also got another grab clevis for this chain. So let's take these two chains, throw them up on the workbench, and we'll add some ends to them. Alright, so here's the 3 hooks that I bought, and as you can see, I have 3 ends of the chain that need hooks. I already have one hook here. So what is the difference between these 2 hooks and this hook? Well, these hooks are called grab clevis hooks, and basically what that means is they can hook back onto the chain like so. So if you want to make a little loop of chain, all you would need is one of these grab hook clevises, and you can just hook the chain back onto itself and make a little loop. And this hook right here, this is called a sling hook with a gate or with a latch. I guess it's really intended for attaching slings to chain. But you can also use this in another manner in which you connect this to one end of the chain, and then you can actually put the chain over that latch, and in essence you can basically make a choker, right? So the chain will choke back onto itself with this hook. And also, because this has a pretty big latch, you can also hook this onto larger things, as opposed to these grab hooks. You really can't hook that on much. So I feel like it's handy to have this on at least one piece of chain in your arsenal. So these hooks do come in different sizes for different size pieces of chain. I looked at my grab hook that was already on this piece of chain right here. It said 3/8, so from there I knew that I had all 3/8 chain, so I ordered a 3/8 sling hook and then 2 3/8 grab hooks. So how do these get installed? Well, the sling hook is a little bit different than the grab hook. So with the sling hook, we have this solid steel pin, and we also have this roll pin right here. So what you do, you put the piece of chain in the slot right here, and you take your solid pin, insert it through, like so. Make sure that solid pin is pushed through all the way. Then from there, you're going to need a hammer. You take this roll pin, put it in this little hole, and then just hammer it through. As you can see, that roll pin just basically prevents that solid pin from backing out through this hole right here. And if we ever wanted to disconnect this, it'd be a little bit difficult, but we'd have to take a punch and punch this roll pin back out. So that's pretty simple to install. I'm really happy with how that's looking. Really nice. So for these grab hooks, it's a little bit different. We have a clevis pin alongside a cotter pin. So simply take a pair of needle nose pliers and straighten out your cotter pins. It may take a little bit of time to get these straightened out. It's always a good idea to have a bin full of extra cotter pins on hand, because technically you're really not supposed to reuse them, especially in high stress situations, but a piece of chain like this, I'm really not too worried about it. Okay, so now that we have the cotter pin out, same idea. Take your piece of chain, put it through the tool holes, slide your pin back through, take your cotter pin, insert it back through like so, and simply take your pair of needle nose, bend it back over. And that's that. That's how you install grab hooks or sling hooks on the end of chain. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. For the love of God, if there's one thing you take away from this video, please let it be this. When you buy your first set of sockets, do not buy, I repeat, do not buy sockets that have their size etched on the side. You want sockets that have their size stamped in here somewhere. Because what I'm finding out, these Cobalt sockets, the etching wears away over time. That's my 13, which I don't use it very often, and you can clearly see that because you can still pretty easily make out the size. If we go over here to my 8mm socket, you can just barely make out that says 8. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I can stamp anything in here. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, let me know, but again, stay away from these etched sockets. Make sure they're stamped